Hi everyone! Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Gina Louise Phillips. Very excited to chat with her. I met her at TIFF and she was just so genuine that it confused me, as is a pattern with a lot of my guests. I don't understand genuine people. And she wasn't cynical about the industry. And I thought, that's a rarity. Let's chat. So I'm going to invite Gina in and let's see if it works. Gina, this is the most stressful part of every. Have faith in it. And while I wait, what else can I say about you? Oh, okay. Yeah. If you don't know Gina, I was going to just rant about you. It worked. That's fine. I don't have to. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
We did it.
Wait, are we both wearing red?
Sure are.
We did not even coordinate this. That's hilarious.
We're adorable.
We
already.
Yeah, done. That's
done.
I'm good.
What a pair. What a pair. Hi, everyone. People are watching. I love it.
It's confusing, but also you forget that everyone's watching. It's like you're on set, you know? The camera's rolling. Just focus on your scene partner and stuff is happening in the background. You just go with it. Oh my gosh, wait.
I did.
Is this a product placement drink? Is that... Are we sponsored by
Montelier? Well,
yeah.
It's Clementine. That's just an orange, right? Little orange?
I think so. Yeah, it's a fancy orange. I think so. Like a tangerine, you know, it's an orange. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah,
so,
but it makes me feel fancy when I drink it. That's good.
Well, there you go. That's why they have it. Getting some love. People loved you in Jeepers Creepers. Wait, was that you in Jeepers?
Okay. So everybody
I have a question.
Thinks...
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why did she add the middle name? And then there's another Gina Phillips. What?
Yeah, so who was that? Wait, I want to back up and look at that.
I know, there was a...
So that's not me, person who just wrote that. There's another Gina Phillips. She's, I think, in her 50s now. Which, like, I'm honored that you think that's me, but it's not. She, the crazy part is that I think she's, from Brazil, and she changed her name to Phillips when she first started out as an actor, because freaking, asshole industry is like, no, you're not white enough. Changed it to Phillips. Very white name. I understand. A good name. Changed her name, and it will forever haunt me because people think that that I'm her, which is actually, like, I mean, I'm honored, but also it's like we have completely different careers. We're at completely different stages in our careers, totally different people. So that's why I added Louise back into my middle name.
I mean, it was
kind
also,
of getting,
yeah. Well, she was born in 1970, and I'm like, that's not you. So, well, because she had a Wikipedia page. I'm like, oh my gosh, Gina has a Wikipedia page, you know? Oh, that's not...
It's not me.
Okay.
It should honestly, like, in her Wikipedia, be like, this, like, it should talk about me just to even just, like, clear it up, because I think, like, the internet got confused at some point, because if you, like, Google image me, it says, like, Gina Phillips with one L, because I'm two L's. But even for her, she's now getting Gina Phillips, and it's just getting worse. So I think Gina Louise Phillips is the only way to kind of stop it, but it hasn't stopped it completely. It's helped. I've stopped getting, like, calls from producers that think I'm her, which was kind of soul crushing at first.
I think you're missing an opportunity here. I think you two should do something together.
I
would watch it.
I know. I'm, like, really curious if I don't know if she's getting asked to do, like, improv shows or maybe golf television. Like, what is the impact on her? Maybe nothing. Probably nothing. But she's definitely more of a name than I am. However, it's kind of this ongoing thing.
No, it's interesting, right? You Google someone's name and you go, there's two of you. What happened? But it is what it is. But that's why, because I was looking at your IMDb and it said around 2021, and, like, formerly known as Gina Phillips. And I'm like, well, it's still Gina Louise Phillips, you know? It's not like you got married, change your name kind of vibe. Yeah. So
totally.
this
It's
is
like
the
same name.
superior Gina Phillips is what I'm hearing. That's who you are. Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm
There's
honored
also like stuff
to
I'm really
talk with
proud
the
of.
superior one.
Yeah.
I don't want
Oh man.
I could have had the other one on my show. I said, no.
You're like,
no way.
No.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
You're like, I only interview people with 3 names. That is what this podcast is about.
But you know what? It actually sounds so lovely. I thought you just kind of did it to add a little flair, you know?
Oh.
Like, ooh, Louise, right? A little
Louise
je ne sais quoi.
Right. Well, like, okay, so I grew up in Alberta and my family loves to ski. And we used to always go to Lake Louise. And I'm actually named after Lake Louise. So it's like I'm named after a ski hill. But there's an element of like, you know, the Rocky Mountains and how connected I am out there, that I was like, I love that. I love that it's part of my name. So I'm happy to keep it going.
That's
officially.
Well, yeah. Well, when I was doing a deep dive, as I enjoy doing, while I feel creepy, Alberta was great for your career, right? Because you moved back during the pandemic, you're booking these amazing roles. And I'm like, because that's where you got, if I'm not mistaken, you got like The Guilty Party, but also Last of Us and everything, which whatever, no one really knows the show. It's fine, but it's exciting.
That little indie flick.
Yeah, that little, they're trying, you know, they're doing what they can at HBO. It's no big deal there. They'll get there.
Man. So that was kind of weird. It was the pandemic. My partner and I were in Toronto living in this like 600 square foot condo. Things were pretty dismal, as I'm sure you also experienced. And I was working on SCOREGolf TV. SCOREGolf paused and never picked up again. So there was elements of my life that just like went away. And being the person, I would rather like pivot quickly than just like wait, which has screwed me over in the past. I'll pivot and people will be like, oh, she's onto that now. She must not care about this other thing. And I'm like, no. I just like, I care about my mental health, and you gotta keep going. Oh,
I get
things.
that. Every other day it's a new project. So yeah, talking to the right person here.
Right. And so in terms of like personally how I felt during the pandemic, I was like, well, okay, I moved away from my family in Calgary. They're all still there. I moved away from them like 10 years ago. Now it's like 12 years. And I was like, well, maybe I like pop back into that bubble. Like if there's ever a time to like choose your bubble and have it be your family, it's now, right? So we moved back and we're like, maybe it'll just be 3 months, but we brought all our shit with us. We're like, maybe it'll be a really short time and maybe we'll have to go back and who knows. And we ended up being there for over 1.5 years. And while I was there, I was getting, Alberta's film industry started getting better and better and better. I started getting some great auditions, and I don't know, it was this weird thing because my mom said, well, if it's going to happen anywhere, like a big role, it's going to happen here. I was like, Mom, you just want me to stay in Calgary. Like you're like not an unbiased party here, but cool, Mom. Anyway, it's crazy thinking back to that moment because I thought it would kind of like stall my career going back there, and it has only been beneficial. So there you go. You never know what's going to happen.
It's true. And yeah, it's so interesting because you always think, oh, this isn't going to be good for my career. And then when it's surprised, I like when it's pleasantly surprising, not the opposite. Go, oh
my God,
that didn't work out at all. That's fun.
It's weird, right? You don't know that it's not working until like later. Like you look back and
and you go, oh, okay.
Now, and 2 years ago, I shouldn't have done that thing. But there's no, when you're in it, you're just like, oh, it feels like hard and sticky and things aren't really flowing. That's all you know at the time. You're like, but I won't move. I'll just keep doing the same thing and see if it like works. And then like you look back on it and, wow, I wish I hadn't have just stayed in one place. But I very rarely do that. I am kind of like a ping pong ball.
But that's what I loved about this is so funny. In my head, it was funny. You probably don't remember it. It's cool. You're above me. You were in The Last of Us. It is what it is. Thank you for doing my little podcast show. This is funny in my head, by the way. But when I met you, I just looked at you and I'm like, I know you. And it was such a weird feeling because we had never met. And I'm like, because I feel like I just saw you online or something. And I'm like, I know you and I know you're funny without even talking. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what I saw you. I'm just like, I know she's funny. And it was such a weird thing for me because the pandemic kind of like
face?
got people to put, well, like your face. And also I can't remember I honestly still can't remember what it was. But I just remember looking at you. I'm like, I know her. I know she's funny. I have no idea why. Maybe, yeah, you had a funny face. That's exactly what it was. No.
I'm like doing gags across the room, like
Yeah,
slapstick.
just,
like, she's funny.
You're tripping over things, juggling. And,
yeah. Chugging the punch bowl, you know, just making a scene. Yeah, I remember us meeting. I think that you and I just clicked. I think that there was some like a sameness there, just in terms of maybe similar age, like similar.
Yeah, we're both,
born
in 1970, so.
We're both in our 50s. We both have done horror movies once. God. No, but I think there is something to like when I meet women in the Toronto industry who I don't know, I'm just like, hey, like it feels like there's like a sameness there, even if we don't know each other, because we've been through the same shit. Yeah.
You honestly, like you and Julie were just so unjaded. I could not move past it. You guys were so positive about the industry, and I'm like, who are these women? And you're like, oh, we're from Alberta, or I'm like, yeah, okay, of course you are. Yeah, you're very positive. I'm like Toronto gal.
There's something to that though. Like Calgarians find each other here, number one, because we walk into rooms like with an openness, and I don't know what that is about Alberta, but it's sort of like a small town charm situation. But it like functions like a small city, but it's now a big city. But there's still that. Like everyone waves at each other and says hi in the street. You enter an elevator, you're like, hello, how are you? Like, I'm still that idiot in Toronto, like I'm like Mr. Rogers, and I don't fit in that sense. So I think when you enter a party or something, Julie and I, like when we first met, it was the exact same thing. Like we were just like, hey, what's up? Like immediately, like just like chit-chatting. There was no like guardedness. And then it's like Calgary. We like knew all the same people. And so you just like hold on to those people because you see the world in a really like similar way. And then now when Julie and I go to events together, we're buddies, you know, and we're already best friends, but like you have a buddy to go to those events with and like feel that sameness.
It's a buddy system. It's important.
It's a buddy system. It is. Man,
you never know in Toronto. It's dangerous.
God, it's crazy out there. I mean, the TTC really is kind of touch and go right now. Yeah. Where are you? The background.
Doesn't it look cool? Like downtown, legit. There's buildings. This looks real.
You're high up.
Yes. I will not say the floor because I have a problem with oversharing information. And I've also tried to get like nondescript buildings. I like to pretend that I'm more important than I am. So it's fun for me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, people are gonna track me down. It's actually really fun for me. And then
there's a lot of stuff.
I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like I've already built up all these protection levels, so I'm good. Like you can't do a deep dive because you'll never know. Yeah.
Do you do the thing where like you're like, how will I escape from this building? Like that's the first thing I do when I move into a place.
Yeah. Where are the exits? Exactly. Yeah.
Where are the exits? I really want a rope ladder. Like I think that would be cool to have. Like just
you want a rope ladder because you're in amazing shape. Okay, I've watched your fitness stuff, and I'm like, I can't. Okay, I know I used to teach fitness too. All right, we have different physicality levels. You're doing your whole like partnership with that beer company. I go, that is not how I do a sit up. Putting it in my leg. I don't know, like just ridiculous level. Yeah, sure. You climb on your rope, and I'll just stab my way out with an ice pick. I don't know.
I like that. See, I'm like on
I'm
the
dangerous.
Defense. You're on the offense.
I'm ready. Yeah, that's true. It's true. But would you come back for me, or would you just kind of leave up this? You know what I mean? And then I'm just defending us, making sure you get out. But is that smart for me?
So cocky when it comes to my fitness level that I would like throw you over my shoulder, firefighter style, and I just be like, I got this. 100. I would just in that moment, especially like capitalizing on that adrenaline, I'd be like, this is like my moment. Like I was, you know, when I'm on an airplane and I try to get the exit row, And then they come by and they're like, excuse me, miss, are you prepared to pull this latch? And, you know, and then they teach you. And I'm like, I am so prepared. Like, I was made for this role. And like, you don't think I'm going to like try to rescue all the babies and all the old people? Absolutely, I am. Absolutely, I am. So that's like where
again, that's the Alberta in you. The Toronto in me is like, maybe. I am in the exit row because I want to save myself. That is why I'm there. It's
maybe.
Priorities. You have to, you know, you put your own mask on first. You have to save yourself first. It just makes sense.
You do have to save yourself first, but it's fun to try to save everybody else as well, because then there's glory in that, you know.
Like, true to hero.
We thought I think it comes from being like always the girl, like growing up, and it's like, oh, girls do girl push-ups, and you know, you're not.
Wow. Okay. So shaming me for my girl push-up today. It's fine. Whatever. I'm getting there, Gina.
But why are they called
eccentric lowering?
But why are they called girl push-ups? Like, that is the problem. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
modified push-up. Good point. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, because it feels like you're doing like a less than push-up just because it's called a girl push-up. But why the names? Come on.
Anyway, yeah, you're right.
So
you know what? Yes, let's call it a boy push-up. Yes. We are changing it. Excuse me, everyone out there. Hi, nice to meet you. We're changing the words. Change your pronouns, change your words for push-ups. Done. We are making history on today's live. Everyone is part of this. Beautiful. Baby push. Why is a baby doing a push-up? That's horrible.
Babies should do push-ups.
They should start
training.
Are you kidding me? You're right. You come out, you got baby fat. Yeah.
When Julie's baby is born, I'm gonna train the baby.
As you should. They sell little baby weights. I got that as one of my friends was a trainer too, and I got it. She didn't appreciate the joke.
I've seen those. Yeah.
The moms don't always appreciate it, just a heads up, but it's important. Keep the baby fit. Everyone's judging. You go to the mom things together. You go, who's the fattest baby? I would. I'm not a mom, but that's true. What I would do. Yeah. And then you shame the fat one. That was really funny in my head. Don't shame people.
Okay. You've got to be a fat baby. You have to be.
Well, because
it's the healthiest way to be.
You also set the bar really low, so when people see you in the future, they go, "You look fabulous." I go, "I know, I lost the baby weight. Thank you."
Blech.
Oh God, that was horrible. This is why I am not a mother. That's.
Are you an aunt?
I am. I am a triggering aunt, I have learned, and that's cool. I like to teach kids everything when they're young. They should know right away everything. Yeah. Instead of, growing up confused and curious, I go, here's the reality, kid. And it's not appreciated at the age of 5, 3. It's cool.
Yeah. I'm sure your brother or sister loves that. I'm sure they're.
It's actually my brother-in-law. So yeah, maybe if it was on if it was on my side, I'd be even worse. Oh yeah. I'd be like, here's your dad thinks he's like, because he's my brother, right? So I'd be like, oh, your dad's telling you not to do this. Here's what he did as a child. That's how I would.
Right.
Are you an aunt?
Yeah, you sell them out. Yeah, I am an aunt. I have a niece and a nephew, and I love them so much. But they're in Calgary. So when I went back to Calgary, it was really cool to hang out with them more and witness the chaos of 2 toddlers at once.
Oh, toddlers. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Wait. No, they're not toddlers. They're so much older.
I just assume. Well, okay. There's I don't know the different ages. Okay.
Neither do I. This is so bad. Oh my God. If my sister was on, she'd be like, "Are you kidding me?" She doesn't sound like that.
I'm gonna just choose this clip as Gina doesn't know toddlers. That's the only clip I'm sharing.
They're like
let's shame.
9,
okay. So much shame.
9 and 7. So not toddlers. Anyway.
Well, and they could identify as a toddler. Let's leave that open to the group, and there you
go. Good.
Yeah. Kids being kids,
can do whatever they want,
or toddlers. Yeah. And the maturity of a toddler right now. It's so weird. So it's always weird when I hear like a baby crying, and I go, I know we all must have cried, as being babies, and babies do. But I go, how? I almost get jealous sometimes, as like, the voice actor in me goes, how on earth do you have that lung capacity? And how are you able to sustain that note? And And they just go. I think babies should be vocal teachers.
Oh man, there is something to that. I woke up this morning and I had to do a voice audition. And she had like a really high voice, and like she's a gecko. It's adorable. And I would love that role, but I was trying to like sustain that really like high pitched voice, and I'm like, especially in the morning, that's tough, man. I don't know. I think I should like train as a singer or something. That might help.
I feel like, yeah, you gotta explore the whole range of your voice. I did this. That meant like range for me in my little square on the Instagram. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to do, those exercises. I'm not going to do it because it's loud and obnoxious, but you start at the top and then you go through your roll register and then you go on. Yeah. Yes. And you do it, make sure to do it around a bunch of people in public and confuse everyone. That's how you should do every vocal exercise. Yeah. On the TTC. There you go. No one's going to hurt you. They go, oh, you become that person everyone's scared of. Yeah. Totally. You're in defense mode right there. You're not running away. You're that's why I love that. If anyone comes to attack you and you don't have a weapon, start doing weird vocal exercises.
Start being real weird and they will back off. I actually think that would work better than anything. Because if you pull out a weapon, they're going to pull out a bigger weapon. If you don't pay attention, they're going to try to get your attention. But acting wacky, people don't like that. They don't want to be around it. They will avoid you like the plague.
Yeah, they go, oh no, so I could catch the wackiness, it's contagious, and they run away.
Yeah. They're like, oh my god, ew. Yeah.
Gross. Ew, she's being like comfortable in her body. No, thank you. Ew. Exactly. Expressing yourself, this is for your home. Go away. It's a thing.
Oh my god, especially as like a young woman. Yeah, people wouldn't like that at all.
Show some decorum, dear, please.
Do you have an English background?
You mean, do I speak English?
What
like English?
Do you have is your family English? I could just see it. You do have that like.
Oh my. Well, I'm so flattered. Thank you. No, I'm European, but I'm whatever you need me to be. Just for an actor. Hi. No. I think my grandparents are from Europe, so that's cool. It's always weird because I'm like, well, no, that's a little too deep for this conversation. So it's like, if the Holocaust didn't happen, would I be in Europe? And then we get really dark with that thought. So you know what I mean? Let's keep it light for the live.
I understand. Yeah. I understand.
But it's like that. But thank you so much for thinking I am English. No, my family is really into posture. And dance background. You have to stand up nice and tall. And who doesn't love pretending to be British? Okay. Like, throw on that accent. Everyone is British. In the States, everyone has to learn to ride a horse. I think in Canada, everyone has to learn to be British. And there you go. But not for Murdoch Mysteries. They do not like that. That is what I've learned. Do not do that.
They don't like what?
I've been told. They don't like putting on an accent when you're auditioning for Murdoch Mysteries.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
That's what I thought. And I was told by everyone, do not do an accent.
What?
I'm like,
what?
Well, I'm like,
British
excuse me, first
show.
off. Exactly. Thank you. They don't want to hear it. This is hearsay at this point. Nobody sue me. I'm not into it. I don't have any lawyers. Or do I? Again, always being prepared. Maybe I do. Okay. But do you do accents? You were talking about voice work before. What's on your resume? I couldn't find it. I tried.
What's on my resume?
Tell me your special skills other than like the fact that you play. Do you play golf or did you just host golf?
I play golf. Yeah, I play golf. Mostly because, I golfed a bit growing up, but then once I did SCOREGolf TV, I was on golf courses all the time. So of course I would want to put also given golf clothes and golf clubs. I was in such a lucky position, and everyone expected me to be really good at golf, which I did not buy into. I was like, look, like people who like NBA commentators aren't like amazing at basketball unless you're like a previous NBA star, but like you don't have to be amazing at the sport that you're reporting on. But with golf, people are like, she must be awesome. I'm like, nope, no way.
Oh, you know what? And however, I say this being married, I'm taken also, but you pull off the golf outfit. I was looking at the photo, doing my dive. I'm like, no one pulls these outfits off. How would she do? So good on you. Because those outfits are ridiculous. I'm not going to pretend they're a fashion statement. They look ridiculous. And I'm like, she's doing something. Will you train people to get into golf outfit shape?
I will. I absolutely will. And there's ways to wear the golf stuff in a somewhat cool way. But also I should say that golf companies are getting way better at female clothing. Way better. Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, they're incredible. And I'm going to be wearing Adidas this year to a few things. And I'm really pumped because their new line looks incredible. So stay tuned for that. But truly,
the first
the colors
of its kind.
Using, it's like fitness clothing, basically now. That's what it is. It's fitness clothing. There's like the zip ups, there's the hoodies, there's the leggings. Like you can wear stuff that isn't just like khakis.
Well, that's the thing. That's what never made sense to me. I go, if golf is a sport, why, what's it called? Why can't you dress in athleisure per se? So,
yeah.
Now you can.
I like that this guy's asking me what my golf handicap is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not good. I will say right now, I have yet to break 100. That's the kind of golfer I am. But I will also
What kind of face should I make with that comment? Is that
you should be
bad?
like, ugh.
Oh, gross. Okay, let's try it. Okay.
Okay.
What's your handicap?
Well, in terms of score, I have yet to break 100. There you go.
Wow.
There. That's and it's deserved. But I have a great shot off the tee. It's straight down the fairway, and I am getting better at chipping. But you know what I'm not good at? Putting. Not good at putting. Not at all. I am like 6 putts. So that's why my score sucks. But I'm like getting better, and I'm going to practice. I'm actually going to take lessons this year, I think. There you go. That's
I like that. No, I tried to take lessons, and there's something with holding, because there's a specific way you should hold it, and how you distribute the weight makes sense to me. But
right.
I could never figure out the grip on the club, and I go, oh, okay, I see
That's key.
Yeah.
That's
You're
key.
only as good as your last drive, so it is what it is.
Also, because of working out with weights, I got better at holding, like my grip strength actually improved, and that made it easier to hold the club, easier to follow through steadily. So I think upper body strength is a huge advantage. So I can help people. I can tell them how to train for golf, I guess.
I mean, I'm like punching the camera, but like this action, right? We rarely do this action. Pronation, supination, if we're getting fancy. So like that's
very
a lot
fancy.
of, right? And like no one uses the forearms really, unless you're trying to train harder with your biceps and your forearms are sore. So what I'm
you're
totally
hearing
right.
is
There's a whole opportunity if anyone needs to get trained for golf coming up. Are you going to start a company? Probably not. Just send you a DM, slip into your DMs. Is that what they say? You're going to get some weird messages. Okay.
Giving
the problem is if a guy comes to you and is like, I want to train my forearms, that just sounds a little off, I don't trust it. For golf.
They're like,
okay.
They're like, I need stronger wrists. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, for
Penny.
what?
Stay in your basement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. One of my friends, Paul Vado, asked if you, how was Vegas? Because you share your life a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, so many people sharing things. And I feel like I want to travel with you. But it was fun. I saw Vegas. I saw Rome. I saw you are on a journey.
I like to share my work travel. Like I host different things for companies all over. So I'm really lucky that I get to. And when I go on those work trips, it's like a single focus. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm there and there's one thing that I'm doing and then I'm hanging out with those people and there's something about that makes me want to post to social media. Whereas when I'm just home and I'm like, okay, I've got an audition here and I got to do this and that and that and that. And it's like my brain gets dispersed. And when I think about posting, I just like, I hate it. That's why I don't do like funny reels and stuff. I don't know. I don't have it in me. But the thing I have in me when I travel for work or when I travel at all is like, this is unique to me. I want to share it to everybody else because traveling is just the best.
It really is. Well, except for the airport, but I don't know how to get around that. So teleportation, I'm working on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Yeah, thank you. It's only like 1 or 2 years out, but I think,
Mhm.
by like 2025, it should be there. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Here she comes.
No big deal.
Die.
Humble brag.
I did go on a trip, not for work though. I just got back from London and Italy. I've always wanted to go to Italy, and I made it happen, and I'm very proud of that fact because sometimes, as actors, like we take the work as it comes, and I do that also with hosting. So it's like that freelance kind of life, that self-employed life keeps you sometimes from doing the things that you like, your bucket list things. And I don't know if a job is going to take me to Italy. You know what I mean? And like, if it does take me to Italy, am I really going to be doing the things that I need to explore? I need that kind of energy in Italy. I need to drink all the wine. So that was really
Yeah, I know
big.
Italy called their concern they ran out of wine. They're like, can Gina leave? And I go, I'm getting her on my podcast. I'm bringing her home. Don't worry. Apparently there's no internet in Italy as well. She couldn't have done it there. So.
She's drained the vineyards.
It's they have to. You need at least 5 years till you go back. They got to recoup their losses. So
that's legit. Look, I have a cork right here. This is from Italy. This is proof.
But there's no way you could. I feel like in Italy, it is just so common to wine it up in every meal. I feel like kids could outdrink you there, Not that I'm encouraging children to down the wine, but I think they could.
Well, I think you are.
Believe in them.
That's good.
Yes, the toddlers.
It's good advice for your what are they called?
My nieces and nephews. Yeah,
yes. I forgot the names. What do you call children you're related to?
Yeah, the people that kind of show up and whatever. Yeah, the things. They're there. It's cool.
We are made for motherhood.
That's
made for it.
You know what? We're just gonna keep it real, kid. It's okay. So wait, you went to Italy and you said England. When you were in England, this is what I always tend to do, and it's not going back because I'm British, but I always feel compelled to use an accent there, even though they speak English.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like I need to try. Well, they knew, but then it changes. Cause I'm like sometimes it's hello, I'm British. It's really over exaggerated that I should be 80.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a little muted. Yeah.
Class change.
Yeah, like in the same sentence though, I'll go on a journey, right? So it's like hello, how are you doing? And then it's like New York all of a sudden. It's like, who is this woman? I just came from Italy. I drank all the wine.
It's so true. My friend Roanna is English, and like I'll come away from a week with her or from visiting her, and like I'll be completely into her accent. I'm like, I don't mean to do it. It's just, I think because we're actors, we hear the way that people talk and interact all the time. Like that's what we're paying attention to. So it's pretty embarrassing, and it would be offensive if it's not a white culture. Also,
that is true. That is true. And I don't mean it's so hard for me to not match. Those exercises where you match your scene partner, and I just want to match and be there. And Harry Potter.
Oh, you mean like Meisner?
Well, I guess that's what it is. I don't know. All these acting classes are just hybrids of things. So
they really are. They're all. It's like I feel like I've done. I think I've been in this for so long now. I have done all these various different voice and acting lessons, and I've hated honestly most of it.
Yeah,
like we have a lot of knowledge at this point, I think, because we've done the workshops and we've been part of things, and it's a weird skill to have, and it's a bizarre life being an actor.
It's a weird skill that I would love if it came in handy, just randomly being able to do these exercises, like you're in a hostage situation and you go, okay, let me put myself in the mind of, wait, it's always very dark now that we're talking, okay, I am now taking on this role and I'm taking you hostage, right? And then, okay, no, that got weird. But something along those lines, a life-saving thing.
I think so. We might have good control over our thoughts, perhaps. I think there is a level of extreme focus that you have to have as an actor. not to get distracted by everything around you. I mean, I worked
That's
in
why
live TV.
I'm doing the lives, because like this stuff's happening. You get comments, you got a lot of love in the chats, and I'm like, I'll come back to it if I can. But Gina, she won't stop talking. It's very awkward. Can't acknowledge the people watching you. I don't know, man.
You're like, I like silent guests.
Yeah,
they keep talking.
I just want to stare at each other for an hour and see what happens. It's you never know. But you were saying, yes, live TV. I saw that. You were doing like did you do, what was it, the W Network? What were you doing? Okay. Like hosting on the W Network? What is that?
So I was a host for the interstitials, like the in between the movies, where you introduce what is next.
Okay.
So like you come back from a movie and you're like, oh wow, Brad Pitt, what a guy. Anyway, coming up, we bought a zoo. Like, it's that. And that was fun. But I was a news reporter for a really long time. So broadcasting is like my trade, I would say. And I always acted alongside it. But I worked in live TV for a long time on Sun TV, or Sun News Network as it was called. But yeah, that is like such a training for not being distracted, because you have people talking in your ear. You're talking your words. You're trying to remember what you're trying to say. You're trying to describe the scene around you. There are people around you. There's people trying to like get in on the shot. So you just have to stay laser focused. And I would say hosting and acting clash at the best of times, but the one thing they do have in common is that you have to be laser focused. So I think that has to come in handy.
It's definitely exactly when they call action, stuff's happening. You know,
right?
It doesn't matter what else is happening. You are just that character in that moment, and
I know
you better get it right. Okay. Yeah.
I know, and you have like tons of people relying on you to get it right. And if you don't get it right, everybody has to reset, and you've just made the day longer. Yeah. That amount of pressure is pretty crazy.
I mean, but you also have to get to that place where you just have confidence in yourself and go, yeah, I booked this for a reason. I'm awesome. I got this, whatever.
Totally. Yes. We have to come in with a lot of confidence. I think that is key. We have to convince ourselves that we can do it first, and then we have a better chance of pulling it off.
That's the hardest part, getting out of your own way,
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, it completely is. Vegas was a crazy job too. Like I've done it a few times, but someone asked how Vegas was, and basically I'm presenting to a camera, but there's also a live audience. So I'm describing something, I'm ad-libbing part of it, I am reading a script, I am like manipulating the graphics, they are like AR graphics next to me, and then I'm kind of like referencing the audience also. So that's a lot of different elements where I'm like, I need to be, I was
trying to do that, but my belly wasn't, that thing, yeah.
I can't see what my stomach is doing, so I could be faking it.
We nailed it. We both nailed it. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
It is. That's got to come in handy though, that skill of focusing.
Okay.
I think focus.
It has to go. Okay. But it's not just that. It's also, I love to watch people's demos. It's fun for me because then I go, oh my God, your demo is actually amazing. As opposed to the other ones I've seen, which are crap. But your demo, here's why. No, let's name everyone. I have a list. But your demo was great for a couple reasons, but the biggest reason to me is because I met you in person, and then I saw your demo, and I'm like, oh damn, she can act. Like, you're a horrible human in a lot of those clips, and I'm like, she is so good at being a horrible human, because you're not. You're very lovely.
I know.
But the horrible people you play, I go, oh my God, she's evil, and I love it, and it made me smile.
Well, thank you. That is the biggest compliment we can get as actors, is like, wow, you're like this, but you're not like that when you act. It is so weird. I go out as horrible people all the time. That's what I get cast as. Who do you get cast as?
The mom.
Oh wow. See, I'm shocked based on your parenting skills.
Girlfriend. Well, yes. That's why I'm trying to release comedy every day. Guys, here's my skill set. Book me.
Yes.
Put it out in the world. I don't know. I don't think the industry has just, they're like, oh, a brunette, but Maybe that's why I'm trying to be more like, yeah, I have a European background. Hey, I'm diverse. Hi. Do Jews count as BIPOC? No. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we should.
I'm sure that conversation has been brought up.
It should. This is the conversation that I have with myself and now the world. So this is how I feel. But it's I don't know. I think it's so interesting when you're booked on a headshot, and so this is the picture, and you go, okay, so this is clearly what this person should audition for. And I hate when I see a role and I'm like, oh no, I want the other role. You're reading a script. I'm like, I don't want the one I'm auditioning for. I want the other one.
Yeah. That's a really weird thing. I will say recently I've had more roles that are in line with what I think I'm good at or can pull off, and that has been very satisfying. Like not all
because you have a good reel. Okay. Maybe, it's a very good reel. Okay. Yeah.
Gosh,
let's just random thing. It's because your name starts with a G. That is why you're.
That is the industry, though. That's like, her eyebrows. I don't know.
But that's why it's so funny. Like I've seen you do a couple of these podcasts. I like to, watch, and then it saves me time for having a question. Watch other podcasts. She's answered all the other questions. Watch. Well, you've talked about The Last of Us a bunch of times. It's very interesting. Watch all the other podcasts. But it was interesting. It was. But it's the whole, like, there's no piece of actual advice that I find is tangible from one person to another, because everyone is so different. Like, just of being a good human and believing in yourself, I think that's helpful. Finding your tribe, sure. But it's not like, here is the formula that we are keeping secret that we are not telling you. No.
I know. Which is like the hardest part about it is you have to really get to know yourself. Hey, maybe that's what actors are good at, knowing themselves, right? I think actors have like kind of there are a lot of shitty actors out there for sure, but like you do have a self-awareness that you've had to continually update as you go through your life. As you get older, your circumstances around you change. You have to keep knowing yourself. Otherwise, you have nothing to kind of bring that's unique at all. So more and more in my auditions, I'm like throwing away like what the description says, and I'm just like, how do I want to do this? What entertains me? Especially with comedy, I'm just like, did that make me laugh? Can I make myself laugh? Because otherwise, like, it's kind of a waste of my time. Like, I want to be entertained. I want to be entertained. I deserve to be entertained. This is such a ridiculous thing to talk about, but it's like if we're constantly auditioning, we can lose sense of like, what do they want? We will never know what they want. Well, we will never know. So the only thing
they don't know what they want, until they see it, right? I find there are times where I go, okay, this is going to be the role, and I go, genius, that's the role, like someone just makes that choice, and you go, like,
you're like,
just clap.
Yeah,
they're not there, but like, well done. Yeah, wouldn't have thought of it that way. Genius.
No.
Not saying that everyone else isn't a genius. They're almost there. It's subpar, whatever. It's fine. I keep forgetting this is live. I should stop saying fake jokes. Okay.
Fake jokes. That's interesting.
I know. It's just me being real.
This is an interesting. It doesn't taste like clementine, whatever that is.
Does it taste more like an orange?
No. It tastes like.
What I'm hearing
I don't
is the drink is a disappointment. Now I lost the sponsorship. I'm done. Now I can't give you your cut because this is a very profitable podcast with ratings.
I've been relying on this to pay the rent.
I know. No, the podcast money. Oh, God. Okay.
Hi to everybody who's joined.
You're such a legit pro with podcasting, by the way. I can't stand being a podcast guest. It is a nightmare of mine. I hate talking about myself. Yeah, can't stand it. I'll throw in little fun facts talking to my guests, but like, I can't stand a podcast that's about me. Like form an opinion, have some thoughts. Maybe we'll like go out for coffee, but like just being on a podcast, having to talk about myself, it's so. I tried it because I'm friends and I'm like, I'll support you, but also I never want to do this again. Oh God, no, thank you. You're just like, yes, here's my stories. This is Here's how I came to be. I'm like, oh,
I
this
don't
is
know.
polished. It's polished. It's good. This is feedback. Take it, accept it. You're great.
That says about me that I love talking about myself, but
No, it's
I
just
think
like the
more...
on-air persona. I think like you have that whole TV host and that vibe. Oh my God, you as a news reporter is next level. You have the voice, like this just in. There was like you have the right intonation. There was like a car crash. Like I can't even do it. But I was watching another one of those clips in Wyoming or like whatever it was. I don't know, man. But it was just the right cadence.
That was like
the right. Oh, the VHS.
That was the weirdest
one
thing.
Is the clip I'm thinking of. That like there was this VHS clip that I saw in your demo, but then also just random news things that you do. Yes, that was hilarious.
I mean, the wacky thing about like when I was like a trained reporter on air, and then I would like go to an audition and then be a reporter. But the scripts that the filmmakers would write, I'm like, this is not the right tense. This is not how you would write the script. If I was doing this, you know, I'm like editing, like this is not, you would never say that about the police. Also like wrong grammar. So I've had to really let that go because I've been a reporter now in like 20 different freaking things where I'm just pretending to be a reporter, which has been also amazing because it's really helped me like work, obviously. And I couldn't hack being a reporter for too long. It's tough work. It's tough out there for Canadian media journalists.
I think the hardest part is figuring out your face, you know, because you're delivering serious news, but you also don't want to be like, you know, like the world, like, or so you don't want to be super dramatic, like we're all going to die, because sometimes it feels like, oh shit, we're all going to die, you know, because sometimes the news goes, should I leave my house today? I don't know. Okay.
I mean, the weirdest thing is like having to hide your emotions consistently. So it's never, you really learn how to disconnect the content from how you feel about the content. So that's why journalists become so seemingly cynical, or like they're able to talk about, they're able to make jokes about very dark things. They're able to talk about content from a non-emotional level. Even if you're reporting on a stabbing and you've just seen dead bodies, it's like really traumatic stuff, but you show up and you have to just think of the information as information. You're not thinking about, oh, how do I feel about it? But then you go to a freaking acting audition right after you've been this like wall up all day, and it was impossible. I was a terrible actor while I was a news reporter. So those two really don't get along in terms of complementing each other.
I can see that, yeah. Or you can make a niche for yourself as a very emotional news reporter on, like, as an actor, you know? And that's, oh yeah, she's gonna feel for this one. They won't forget it. It's a choice. It's the right one, but it's a choice. No one else is gonna do it, I guarantee.
Sketch in there somewhere, like the emotional news reporter.
I actually have a sketch idea for like a weather reporter who just lies about the weather because like they want a sale. You know, they go, everyone stay in your house, it's a tornado, but there's the sale at Nordstrom's or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so no one
funny.
I like their house, and then thank you. I just go ahead, take it. I don't know what to do with it. I keep rewriting my things. I'm like, I don't know where it ends. And I got the beginning part. I don't know.
I'm gonna sell it to Julie like it was my idea.
Like, oh my God, Gina, genius.
Oh my God.
I know,
you're right.
I'm a writer. I see it and I go, okay, 5 million views, great. Well, more than my 10. It's cool. Okay.
Right? You're like, well, she would do more with it than I would anyway. So
you know what's funny though? Someone pointed this out to me, and again, it's like the fact that even when I share something, let's say it's 500 views. And I go, oh, well, it's not 1,000 or whatever. But I go, that's still 500 people that are watching something. Yes. You know, I go, when I would do a show, how many people would see my show? Like, I don't know, maybe max 100 versus this little thing that I'm putting out there. Okay, all right. Kind of changing my perspective on that.
It's so true. It gets so skewed, our perspective, because of online. It's wild. It's wild to think that like some people get hundreds of millions of views on things, It's way more than.
No,
Yeah, like sorry, I was just gonna say like way more than Canadian media, right? Like that's the other wild thing is like I grew up like putting, you know, a lot of things on a pedestal in terms of broadcasting, and then you like pop out the other side going, they're pulling in like 30,000 views. You know what I mean? Like in terms of viewership.
Right.
So not everybody, but it is strange to think of it that way. You can reach more people online.
Yeah, it's very true. And it's, you know, it was so funny because I wasn't paying attention, and I looked and I'm like, you have over 10,000 followers, right? Is that not insane? Can you imagine 10,000 people following you in the street? That is like the creepiest thing for me. You know, just
like a parade.
Like everyone is following you. Yeah, like a parade. Like would you actually?
What are you talking about?
Actually, yeah, you're friendly.
Like,
it's fine. I'm just like, no one know my life. Lock me in a room. I'm private. But I can see that for you. Like they're lifting you up. Everyone's trained with their forearms from your golf workouts. And they're like just hoisting Gina Louise Phillips. Like they're spelling out their name in like a G-I. Okay.
I want like a whistle and then like a little hat. And just like da, 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 like a parade marshal. That'd be fun. I would like that.
I want like every day.
Every day.
Like they follow you to Starbucks or wherever your local coffee barista dwells.
Not Starbucks. I don't.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Like their. Actually, that's not true. You know what I like? Their drip coffee, the Pike's Place.
Okay.
Gross. I sound like a dad when I say that. Anyway.
So this was not sponsored by Starbucks either. And
no.
I'd like to throw in, I really wanted to at one point get sponsored by like a window company. And I just didn't understand why I wanted that. Because what does that mean? Like the thought bubble that I created goes on everyone's window. I don't understand sponsorship deals at all. I would not be good at selling it.
No. I've got you. You need a blinds company because you are window chats with Robyn, but you have the blinds down half.
Right.
So I think little blind action. You could be like, hello, and like just do like a dramatic, and everyone gets to see how good it pulls down.
Look at all the light or you have a remote control. I've always wanted these blinds where you just go, boop, and then it. Yeah. So there's such a weird notion of like the remote breaks and I can't use my blinds though. You know, how reliant are we on technology when it comes to that? Right? It's just stuck halfway. I can't get changed because I don't know my neighbors.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm into it now. You know, you live downtown enough. You're like, hey, I'm a boyer. What's up? Okay.
I know that is kind of weird that we need like a little button to like just do this.
But also kind of fun. Like I'm like, I love it, but I also hate it. It's yeah.
It's dramatic. I think what I like about it is I want to wake up in the morning and then hit a button and then it's like this dramatic beginning to the day where like you're like, what is the world doing? What does it have in store? And then it's like the sun comes up and it's like, ah.
You have this
That's how I see that
song. How did you just like it came to you? Is this like literally your vision? This is my song. Like, this is what happens.
Have I practiced that before? No, I have not. I'm
honestly
like very rehearsed.
Great. Is this improv training right there? Okay. Special skill.
Special skill. That is on my resume. Thank you. Oh my God. Hi,
I very much enjoyed this nonsensical. Yes, everyone that's been watching, thank you. This has been fun. We've been on a journey.
Someone said, "Yeah, that did sound like a dad." It did, didn't it?
Yes, I saw that. It did. Yeah, I didn't want you to feel self-conscious, but yes, it did.
I like.
You got a lot of.
Someone just said
love. There's still.
Someone said Jeepers Creepers.
We can't get people.
Do we need to clear that up again?
Honestly, that's their fault for not joining when it started.
Watch the start of this. Hassan, watch the start of this. Okay, rewind.
This is the OG. Yes, you're the OG, Gina Phillips, born a little later, so it's cool.
I am not the OG. Yeah, I'm like the 2.0. Not 2.0.
Oh, okay.
No. Like the GP Junior. I'll take that. GP Junior.
Oh, I like that. But also still confusing So thank you for not clarifying that at all.
I know.
Like, you don't even go by Louise. You're just like, no, it's still Gina. I like that. Some people go by their middle name. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. That would be strange to me, because then you're actually just like changing how people address you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do
had
that.
like a big feminist moment when I was married, and I'm like, I'm not changing my last name.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a weird thing for me. It started off as laziness, and I'm like, oh no, now we're all into branding. So I think I have to keep my name. I don't know what my brand is, but I know I'm keeping it. So
So you kept it.
I did. It, again, started off of laziness, so it is what it is. But I mean, women empowerment. Okay.
I think it's great. I think it's great to keep your name. It's fine if you don't, though. But I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's true. Whatever you choose. I like having an alias too. Like at other events that I go to with my hubby, it's kind of like, oh, she's different now. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also weird when I'm like Mrs. Robyn Deverett, because I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Mrs. Robyn Rubinger, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Oh.
Wouldn't you be Mrs. Tom Rubinger? Like, don't you like take the first name? Am I crazy? Is that what Mrs.
I feel like
Tom Smith?
Informal invitations, I feel as if that's how it's addressed, which I always thought was so weird. Like Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I like how you assumed his name was Tom. It's Michael, but that's cool. Mike to his friends and at work, apparently. Yeah.
And at work.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well,
Casual.
You know what? He's like a friendly guy, so it kind of matches with his persona.
Aww.
Yeah.
You find it weird
balances.
that, like, because you're so unfriendly.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's I have nothing to negate. Yes.
You're like, yes, confirmed. Oh my God.
Does your partner, is he in the biz of show?
He is in the biz of show. He's in the biz of news show. So he works at a popular Canadian broadcaster, and he's a news producer. We met, I was a reporter, he was a producer, and I was like on set, and he's talking in my ear, like on my IFB, and he's like, hi, Gina. Okay, so we're coming back to commercial in 10 seconds. And I was like, oh my God, what? Voice. That's how, like, I was originally like enraptured by his voice. And then,
oh my God, Love Is Blinded you.
He did Love Is Blinded me. Whoa.
That's a Hallmark movie. That's Hallmark.
It actually is.
Yes.
I should write it. Yeah, so then we were friends for a long time because we just worked together, and then we weren't friends because we hooked up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah,
Okay. Do we still like him? Okay. In this Hallmark plot, what's the one thing he did that scorned you? Did he have a side conversation with a girl that made you think, oh, but really it was just his business partner and they were sorting things out? And then love.
Oh, there was a host that also really liked him, and so
we just wrote it. We wrote it. We pitched it. It's pitched. It's done.
It's pitched. It's
shooting
on
in
CW.
Ottawa. There you go. We'll talk to Alona.
Exactly.
Hey, Smith Cathing.
You're gonna be the mom.
Oh my God, thank you. Everyone's mom. That's even funnier. If I can just play multiple characters, that's the dream. Yeah. Like, you know, Eddie Murphy and the Nutty Professor kind of thing. That's what I like. Mike Myers and Austin Powers. That stuff. It doesn't translate to today, but I still love that idea because I always want to play every character. Oh,
that idea.
Maybe it's greedy. Is that kind of like a selfish actor thing, though? You know, like, oh no, I want to do it all. Yeah, I can't. And I'm going to direct it and film it. And I'm tired. Why am I burnt out?
You're also, exactly. You're also like all the extras in the background.
But like the obnoxious ones that are just kind of overeating and over talking.
Oh my God.
I love watching the extras. If the show is bad, it's my jam. I will keep watching it for the extras. I am invested.
But like have you been an extra before?
I tried it once, never again. But I have been. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I did it a few times. I felt the same way. But like you don't get direction. Not really. You don't get direction on like how to feel in the scene. You don't get direction. It's amazing how little effort they put into guiding the extras and what to do. So if you're like a career extra, like you're doing well and you know what to do. But for the people who aren't, they're like, I guess I eat like this and I walk like this. It's so strange.
What was weird, I remember there was this, every now and then I'm a physio. So I was this physiotherapy consultant for this movie. And
Cool.
I had to direct the extras. And it was so weird because the physio in me is like, okay, what injuries do you have? What exercises are you able to do? But they don't care, right? It just has to look good on camera. So they're like, okay, they can't go up too high. They can't bend down too low. And I'm like, well, this isn't even a movement. I don't know what I'm directing. You know, it was such a weird, like, reality versus, it was crazy.
You're so limited in what you can do anyway for a shot. Yeah, it's not reality, but they make it feel like it needs to be reality at the same time. It's
confusing. It's the part of me dies when they aren't using crutches correctly, and I go, I don't want my name on
I
this.
bet.
Yes.
See, that's your, like, when new scripts aren't written well on, like, that's how I'm like, I want to fix their perception of what news would be.
Can you imagine a poorly written news segment with someone that's, you know, on crutches? We're both going to be cringing. I can't.
Just like a limping news reporter. Like, that's our nightmare.
Like using a cane incorrectly, like shouldn't be using a cane, should be using a walker because you're past that point, sir, ma'am, whoever.
Now I'm curious, how do you use a cane incorrectly?
Okay, first off, if you need something to balance you more, it's not really a cane. But also, like, if you, let's say the left leg's injured and you put it in your left hand, that is wrong. It should be in your right hand.
And yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Which doesn't seem to make sense because you think it should be on the side where the leg is injured, but it's not. It's the opposite. And then the length of the cane is always wrong. It should be like at your wrist crease when your hand is down by your side, but people always put it too high and then they get their like shoulder.
Yes, because then this would get so
pushing through. Yeah, this stuff bothers me.
I totally get that.
Add it to my list of things. I get bothered very easily, so it's a problem. It's very tiring in my head.
How lucky for your husband.
I know, right? Like he's great. It's like, just stop letting things bother you. I go, I'm trying. I really am.
Don't you see I'm trying? God.
It bothers me that you don't see I'm trying, man.
Yeah.
Gina, this has been so random, and I feel like there's so many more things I wanted to chat with you about because you're fascinating. But is there anything that we should, other than like follow you everywhere in public? We're starting parades daily. It's going to happen. Other than supporting you virtually, is there anything that people can look forward to? Things coming up?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's weird. The stuff I have coming up is like I'm emceeing a lot of stuff, so you guys aren't invited to those events, so I don't know, unless you follow me physically. But hopefully, like, there are some like films that I'm doing. I'm starting to produce a bit more film-wise, so hopefully some of those will be available to the public soon. I'm just like back to collaborating with people that I find creative and funny, and that feels really good because during the pandemic, we all got dispersed. We're all in different cities, and now I'm back in Toronto and I'm back with my gang. And so sketch with Julie coming up as well.
Okay,
just some stuff like
Julie,
that.
who is this Julie you speak of?
It's actually Julie.
An Julie, up and coming, like trying to make it work, but not sure.
She's trying.
Okay, good for
like
her.
an intern.
You know,
she's an intern of the internet.
There. I think she'll get there.
She will. Yeah.
She's trying. I wonder, does she have a channel? She's trying.
No.
And you know what? She just has to be. If she puts her stuff out there, I think she might get a couple views. It's fine.
I don't know. She's not a very attractive or interesting individual, so that's too bad.
Look, I just have to. Anyone that's willing to film during their pregnancy, I'm like, come on, man, just rest and like be a mom. And she's just like, I'm here. Everyone will see. I go, oh my God, like,
I know.
I have no excuse to not do anything. I'm getting shamed. She doesn't know this, but again, I'm feeling shame. I should be doing more. She's pregnant and doing a ton. I know. Can't.
That's the problem.
What's my excuse? Okay, I am not with child. I'm in my head. Okay.
I am with my other selves in my head.
But yes, look forward to that sketch.
Man.
That should be fun. Or was it a sketch? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like that. There we go. I think we promoted you well. I don't know how to end these, man.
I think
It's very casual. We do it again. This is fun. Thank you for chatting with me. Thanks for matching with my outfit. That was fun.
No problem.
Feeling fiercely
Thank you for having
red.
me on, Robyn.
Yeah.
Fiercely red. Yeah. I love it. And thank you for everyone who was watching.
Yes, thank you.
Whether you jumped on
for
at
watching
start
live.
Yeah. And
I regretted not
Gina Phillips
jumping on from the
TV
start because there
Scooper.
were so many inside jokes that like we built on comedy. Like rewatch it because you might have missed something. If something was like a little confusing, that means there was a joke that we called back.
Yeah.
There you go.
We weren't even once confusing as people. We are never that. Okay?
No, that's not what happened. You guys just didn't get the joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on you. It's on you if it didn't
That's on
make
you.
sense.
We're hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're perfect.
Oh God, I hate when a joke doesn't land. Okay. Anyways, that's aside. Yes. Thank you so much for coming. I can't stop talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for everyone for watching. Thank you to future viewers for watching. And bye.
Bye, Robyn. Bye, everybody.